It's been more than 6 months since we all had to get used to the idea that we need to adapt to the restrictions imposed by COVID and to what is called the new reality, insurance business included. Today, we'll be talking about Generali and how the company handled the situation and continues to adapt to every change. My guest today is Ales TAUSCHE, board member and chief insurance officer from Generali Romania. Welcome to XPRIMM Time for Business.
Hello, Oana, and thank you for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure. If you look back on things, how would you characterize the last couple of months for both Generali and the entire market, the entire insurance market in Romania?
Let me start with the market. I think, like for everyone, it has been a big uncertainty, what we saw in the last couple of months. I think what is in particular important for the insurers that probably our clients became more risk aware, that certain things can definitely happen. And I think for us, for insurers, this was in the end an opportunity to really improve our client services. And hopefully, clients also had a chance, let's say, to experience some kind of improvements, which I hope will improve, let's say, the view of the clients on the Romanian insurance and the services provided by the insurers. Well, for Generali, I think no surprise, like for anyone else, it was a very intense period of work. A lot of things were happening. For us, at most, and first of all, we were focusing on, of course, protection of the health of our employees, partners, and our clients. This was a priority number one. And of course, there has been a lot of accelerated changes in the way how we were doing business in order to somehow ensure business continuity for our partners and for our clients. And last but not least, also, I would like to say that I'm proud that also our company somehow was close to the public. We also did have all these years some let's say, corporate social responsibility activities. But this year, I think we went even closer and we were able to support the real Romanian citizens, medical staff, and other groups of people. So this would be in a nutshell what was going on for us in the last 6 months.
I'm sure this was very much appreciated. Going to the line of products and services, how did Generali Romania choose to adapt its products and services given the times we are living?
Well, first of all, obviously, we reacted on, let's say, the new risk. So there were some adjustments of our products, being it on health, on life insurance, where basically we were introducing, let's say, also the COVID cover. In some other products, further adjustments were done, for example, in property insurances, somehow to fit better the client needs during this period of time. So this was somehow point number one. Obviously, the same was going on with respect to the services we are offering to our customers. Here we are talking also about, modality of payments, installments, and this type of adjustments we were doing, because obviously a part of the COVID risk, there were also some economic and social risks which were popping up. And obviously, last but not least, we had to adjust and simplify also our processes, including digitalization and automation, because the physical contact was no longer possible. So these were the three main aspects of our work and changes which were brought by this crisis.
Well, digitalization is one of the stars that shines these days. Everybody talks about it, everybody does it. What is, in your opinion, the whole idea of digitalization of the local insurance market and, of course, for Generali Romania especially?
Well, I think in the end, how we perceive it with all this digitalization, probably this is the future. This is probably the new way of addressing our clients, partners, and their needs. Less physical contacts, more possibilities to deploy technology. Although we see it that for the couple of next years, probably these things, the old-fashioned and the digital, they will still go somehow in parallel. Nevertheless, I think COVID, what it was meaning for us, COVID brought a very accelerated development of this digitalization. We were really implementing things in a very short time, which probably normally would last much longer. So from this perspective, it really was a game changer for us. On the other hand, I also must say, well, digitalization and automation has the caveat that this is also about a lot of investments. If you really want to offer services which are outside, respectively created outside of the industry of insurance, and the need for investments, it's not always flying in this moment of uncertainty and economic pressures which are popping up. So to some extent, this necessity for investment is somehow putting the digitalization still at a lower pace. But as I said, we believe in it, we are investing, and we want to offer this to our clients in the future, simply for them to be able to choose the way they want to address and to come to Generali to do business.
Speaking about the clients, what are the changes that you've noticed in their behavior? Have clients, your customers, changed in the way they react to your proposals or things they need or they want from Generali?
This is a very interesting question, and honestly, I would say I don't know yet. However, on a short term, we definitely already see some changes. Some of our clients simply are more risk aware. I will not say scared, but they are more risk aware, especially when it's coming to health and life insurances. This is for sure. This was one of the big changes. On the other hand, we see also this, economic sensitivity. People are more cautious when making decisions. They are probably having now a higher propensity to savings, and simply they are counting more in terms of what are they getting for the money, and if this will basically cover all their risks which they really need. So this is the good part of it. Also, people are more risk aware, and they are basically looking more carefully on what real risks they are facing and their families are facing. On the other hand, I said I don't really know. I am also sure that this crisis will produce some long-term effects. But we are far from understanding them. We really don't know what will be the preferences in 2021 and 22 and onwards, because I think for this, it's way too early. And I think it's not only for us, but also for other industries and economies to find out what will be the changes brought basically by this pandemic.
An honest answer, and we deeply appreciate it. And I think everybody does. And I think there are few of those who can really say that they know what customers want nowadays, especially because customers themselves are not sure about what they want anymore or what they need anymore. Which of the insurance lines have registered the highest growth? And how would you explain this trend?
Well, when looking on the market results, which were recently published by the local regulator, obviously the leader number one is health. Here, a couple of words. I mean, this probably somehow is a logical consequence, because on one hand, you see people more and more interested in healthy lifestyle, in health services, and somehow keeping pace with their life and their physical state. On the other hand, you have an enormous increase in the number of private providers and the level of services which they are offering. And in combination, let's say, with this, let's call it public debt or public budgets issues and constraints, obviously there is a need for additional cover and additional resources. So I'm pretty sure that health is, let's say, a line of business which has future, and it's correct. So this is number one. Second, I think related still to some economic developments from 2019 and early 2020, when the economy was booming, I think what we saw an increase in the guarantees business and also in property insurance. So with this meaning houses, also cars, whatsoever, because simply I think the economy was doing better. And there were more and more risks to be insured, including the projects which were basically running in the public sector also. Now I'm curious again to see what is going to happen after this COVID. We saw the half-year results, still some kind of increases, but in principle, I also believe if I look on the projections that probably more and more people will be looking on life health insurances. And this could be finally a game changer for the Romanian market in terms of the share of these insurances. On the other hand, I'm not so sure about the property, because this will very much depend also on how the economy will be doing and how fast, and if any kind of crisis will be basically recovered. This would be in a nutshell.
What is your company's strategy regarding this year's end and also for the next year? Because, okay, we can see some trends. We don't know for sure if you were going to keep them. You saw some opportunities on health, life, and property insurance. How about the rest? So, what is the main strategy?
Well, if I will split the answer in two, given the situation and the date we are basically doing the interview today, which is, let's say, beginning of October, definitely in the short term, we will be focusing again on protecting the health of employees, partners, our clients. So this will be first. And second, somehow trying to make sure that our business is continuing, whatever it means, logistics, being accessible for the clients, offering the services wherever we have the presence in the market, and improving what we already discussed, let's say this digital access for our customers so that they can contact us directly online. So this definitely will be the priority, health and business continuity on the short term. In the long term, I would say our strategy always was here to be present in the Romanian market as a composite insurer, trying to develop and capture all the business opportunities which we see and consider relevant for us. And I think there is no change in this respect. Obviously, we will probably have also to cope with the effects of, let's say, this COVID and this pandemic. This means also trying to recover the business as fast as possible. And again, as said, with being more cautious and more aware, giving something also to the society through this corporate and social responsibility, which I think is, because we are also the Italian entity, even more accentuated in our case, because obviously, the history with the first wave. So this would be in a nutshell how we see it. More concrete, I already mentioned, for us, health and life, it's something to look into. For health, more relevant, we have to define probably what the optimum business model is going to be. In life, there we see a potential also with, let's say, the changes which we see in the behaviors of the customers. And on the property business and corporate, both corporate and retail side, I mean, the offer is there, and I think we will keep on improving the services we will be offering to our customers.
I would end up with a general question, but important one. So how do you see the future of the insurance market, considering the changes brought by the pandemics in the last 6 months?
First of all, I am optimistic, and I want to finish on an optimistic note also, because I think nevertheless, the pandemic is here. I think basically insurance always has a future because it's an element which is basically giving additional cover and protection to the entire society. Obviously, it will depend a lot if and what type of, let's say, market recovery will be in place. We will be facing probably situations when some lines of business will not be doing that well. We already touched maybe somehow the property and some corporate businesses for affected industries. But on the other hand, definitely there will be other lines of business which will be growing. Broadly speaking, I think the main challenge is going to be, and I believe this is the success for the future, the way how the insurance services will be offered to the customers. It is about probably more servicing the customers than selling individual standalone products. It will be probably about, or the recipe for the winners for the future will be those who will be offering a unique, accessible, and a solid service to their customers at a cost-efficient way will be the winners of the future. Because I personally believe that also insurance in Romania will be and is moving towards servicing the clients, servicing the customers, than just selling a kind of insurance which everybody needs. So this is, in my opinion, the future evolution of the market. And I want to highlight once more, I'm remaining optimistic because I think this crisis may overcome hopefully fast, and we shall use this opportunity of working on the client services and improving the value for our customers.
Well, we will keep this optimist tone and hope that we will talk again in a few months maybe and see that the optimism is still there. And we have many other things to talk about as opportunities and not only threats and unknown things as we do today. So thank you very much for sharing with us all this information. We'll be following Generali to see what other actions you'll come up with in these different times and this new reality. So thank you very much for your time, and we'll be waiting for you again at XPRIMM Time for Business.
With pleasure, anytime. And let me also wish to you and to the colleagues and to your viewers all the best, and stay healthy and keep on strength. Thank you very much, Oana.